Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Kayla Lords.
John Brownstone.
Of Loving BDSM. One of us is being a serious human being and the other one of us is me.
Giggly little baby girl.
It happens.
Yeah.
We're doing something new with this video.
Different.
It's, I guess, old school YouTube story time.
Yeah.
I think it might be a new series we shall see of our first within BDSM and DS. We're going to start with, because it encompasses a lot of things.
Yeah.
The first time I safe-worded with John Brownstone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the first time I had to use a safe word was also the first time, not the first time I ever had to use a safe word. The first time I used a safe word with John Brownstone was also the first time you spanked me.
First time we met.
First time we physically met.
Physically met, yes.
And I want to say happened like within the hour of you arriving at my house.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you want to talk about a trust exercise. Forget that closing your eyes and falling crap, okay? I was like, hello, person I only know from the internet and my phone. Come into my house, where my children were not. They were off at Grandma's house for the week. Also, I'm going to bare my ass and lay across your lap. Hi, nice to meet you.
What better way to say hi?
There's no better way to say hi than a good spanking in my personal view.
Right.
And then, it went too far, too fast, too much. Red.
Yeah.
And, spoiler, this is why we're together now, all these years later, he stopped. You stopped.
Yeah, I did.
So, okay, let's set the scene here. It was the first time we physically met. We had been talking online and having an online sort of DS sort of thing that was in March of 2013.
So it would have been just about 3 months.
Closer to 4.
4? Yeah.
Yeah. Because you and I had our first real conversation Christmas Eve, December 23rd.
True. Prior to that, we had been commenting on back and forth in each other's blogs.
Right. I highly recommend meeting via blog. Oh, is that really old now? Oh, well, it works. And so fast forward 4 months later, it was about March 26th, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
We have been talking and chatting. He's coming to my house. That is not a best practice, by the way. We usually recommend meeting for the first time in public.
And I even tried to dissuade her from that. I asked her to find me a hotel.
And I was like, nope, you're coming to my house. And I will call the cops, I guess. I don't know. I truly did not have a backup plan, which is not wise.
Good.
This is not wise.
No.
So he comes in the house. There's a lot of, oh my gosh, I'm feeling really shy. Also, I'm really excited. Oh my gosh, you're real. Oh my gosh, what is happening here?
Pinch me, I'm real.
Right. I don't even remember how I ended up bare-assed over your lap anymore. Do you remember how we got from hi at the front door to spanking?
You know, I don't remember that myself.
No, that part's kind of a blur.
That's kind of a blur, but I remember it was like one of the very first things that we did because of all the talking that we did in regards to it, we were kind of looking forward to that. We were.
I mean, I love a good spanking. I love impact play. It's my jam.
And I love giving spankings.
Right. And so over the knee, barehanded spanking, it was a good way to start. As with all things, it did not go according to plan.
No.
So here's what I remember. I remember laying over your lap. I remember like staring down at the floor and being like, oh my gosh, I'm bare-assed over this man's lap. Also, yes, my life is good right now. And you start, and very quickly I start thinking, oh my God, this hurts more. Oh, this is more than I thought. Oh my gosh. And the few times in our relationship I've had to use a safe word, I have always sort of wrestled with, should I keep going? Can I really handle this? maybe I'm just being kind of a wimp and I just need to tough it out. And I've not given into that. I have just used my safe word. And this was one of those moments of, this is faster than I thought it would be. Oh my gosh, am I that big of a wimp? But it was overwhelming, and it was excruciating, and it was not pleasurable anymore. And so I just yelled out, because our safe word is based on the color system. I yelled out, red!
Well, no, we actually had a safe word at that time.
No, I thought we used red.
No,
what was our safe word
I don't remember, but we were not using the red, green, yellow at that time. We were using an actual safe word.
I think so. I remember red. And it's mostly because I knew my ass was red.
That it was.
So what I liked about, I'm going to go on the record, I think it was red. There is a point of contention on the field. Like, I see that, but we did not record that for posterity. We didn't know we were going to record our entire lives at that point.
True.
If we had only known. I do not remember it being anything other than the color system.
Okay.
Because I have long used red, yellow, green.
Okay. And maybe we did. I don't
know. So we'll agree to disagree on what. But whatever I screamed, I think it was red. I was yelling it. Like, I need you to know that this is what I'm telling you. What did you think?
Well, I remember I stopped mid-swing.
You gotta love a person with some control there, some deep self-control.
And I will admit, from my point, it had been a while since I had actually spanked someone.
It had been a while since I had been spanked.
And I think I was just like
out of the gate,
ready to go right out of the gate. Like just run with it, and I did.
And he did. It felt like 5 minutes, if that. It felt like it had barely begun. Yeah. Like, really, really fast. That was the day you learned to warm me up first.
Yes.
Yeah. We now start quite slow and light.
Build to it, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I didn't think... I know what I didn't think. I didn't think anything less of you for it.
Another reason why we're still together all these years.
Yeah. I think I would have been more upset to find out later that you endured something for the sake of enduring it and not using a safe word. But I think that was kind of when you uttered the word.
Whatever word it was.
Yeah. I think that's when it kind of, I think I kind of started out a little quick on that one.
And it truly did feel like we had barely begun. And there was a moment, I have a recollection of thinking, are we just mismatched? Is he just... No, I don't like a spanking like this, but I really want to enjoy this.
Yeah.
But this is not enjoyable. I remember crying, and I remember crying for two reasons. One, it hurt that much. And two, I did feel like a disappointment. I did feel like I had sort of let down the moment. As connected as we already were at that point, I mean, remember, we'd only known each other 4 months at that point. There was a little bit of I let you down, but it was more like I let down the moment. We had built this moment up, this first spanking. It was all of our fantasies like coming to life right then, and I was the one tapping out. And I remember feeling guilty and feeling bad that I was doing that. It was what I needed to do because we were at step on a Lego level of bad pain, like make this stop now. I think what really set the tone for us probably from that moment forward was, one, you stopped immediately. Right. Impromptu trust exercise. And two, you never let me feel bad.
No, I held you and let you blubber.
I did blubber, and you did, and you stroked my hair, and you apologized, which then, as I do now, within the context of our DSI, I never like it when you apologize. I appreciate that you apologize. I respect the fact that you apologize, but my little submissive heart goes, no, don't say you're sorry. Even when that's exactly what he should say, I still have that internal reaction. And I remember thinking, no, don't say you're sorry, but also thank you for saying you're sorry, because my butt really hurts. I think that was after that, after I cried, after you calmed me down and we both like caught our breath, we did not go back to the spanking though.
No, not immediately. No,
I think that was when we went, okay, I think we got too excited. Let's slow down.
We got a little too excited. Let's step back a little bit. And I think it wasn't actually till the next day that we kind of tried again.
Yeah. And then you slowly
kind of eased into it a little bit more.
It was much better. I do remember thinking, oh, that was much better. And it is funny to me that my first spanking by you is also the first time I used a safe word with you. Yeah. And so like the two are forever intertwined. But it was also, I think, a good indication of who you are as a person. I think I wouldn't want to cast too much judgment on somebody who hears a safe word and doesn't quite know, like they kind of have a momentary, like, what do I do? But it certainly helped build my trust in you because it was immediate. There was no, what did you say? And I'm going to keep going. It was, I think you might have said a word and I've stopped.
Right.
And there was no judgment and there was nothing but comfort. And then there was conversation and, we both admitted we had moved too fast and gone too hard too soon.
Caught up in the moment.
And maybe we should like take a breath and, I don't know, go to lunch, shake hands. I don't know.
Time to regroup here.
And then the best part of that was that, yes, we then had a repeat later.
Yeah.
What I have noticed since then, I think I've used a safe word with you a handful of times.
Right.
It's never been because you came out of the gate going too fast since then. In that moment, I feel like you learned with me to just ease into things. The times I've used a safe word since then have been like, did something get pinched or pushed or prodded, like a body part was in the wrong spot? Or was it just, no matter how slow you had gone and how much you'd warmed me up, that was a sensation. I went, nope, make that stop. The cane is usually
the one that does it for you.
And now we actually play, when we do a scene, almost always impact play, because we love some impact play. When we do a scene now, you check in and ask for a color.
Yes, I especially if we're playing at a club now and we're doing a prolonged scene. I will always check in throughout the scene and ask her for a color or ask how she's doing.
Right, and what I like about that is it allows me to be very clear of, oh, that thing you're doing, I could use less of that, but don't stop the whole scene. Whereas when I throw out a safe word in mid-scene, everything has to stop until we figure out what's going on. Does it mean I can't go on at all, or is it just that activity needs to stop? But when you ask for a color, and he makes it sexy, y'all, it's totally sexy, I can be very specific. And sometimes I'm like really cocky and I'm like, oh, green, keep on going. It's like, oh,
okay.
Exactly. And sometimes I'm like yellow, which means, for me and for us, it doesn't mean stop everything. It means slow down on that thing, or maybe move to something else.
Right.
I'll even sometimes get really, really specific of, that's more of an orange. That's a orange red there. Can we stop that thing? And sometimes I will just say, that thing you're doing, please stop doing that thing, but move on to something else. For anybody wondering, that is not topping from the bottom. That is communicating so that we are both on the same page and everybody has a good time. Because I don't tell him what to do next. I just say, please stop doing that thing right there, or do less of it, or be nicer about it. My other new way is to go, you're being very mean right now. And he just laughs and says, I know. Because telling him he's mean is not a safe word.
No.
So, yeah, that was the first time, was a lot of firsts all in one. But, looking back on it, is only looking back that I can see it. That was an indication of not just the type of dominant you are, but the type of relationship that we would have. I have spent our entire relationship overcoming my hesitation to speak up and to feel like I have to constantly give and give and give, even to my own detriment. And that not only can I speak up and say, this is not working, we have to stop it. You will honor that, and it does not harm the relationship. We actually grow stronger and learn something every time from those moments.
Well, I think that is because I have a deep-seated belief, and I've said this for many, many years and throughout the podcast, I'm a firm believer. You don't want to break your toys. Okay, you want to keep playing with your toys. If you break them, you can't play with them. So you take care of your toys.
They like being taken care of. It's very nice.
Yes.
So yeah, that was the first time I used my safe word with John Brownstone. Massive trust exercise.
Yes, it was.
I do not recommend it. Just close your eyes and fall backwards into the other person's arms. Do that trust exercise. For the record, I have done that exercise and been dropped. So if anybody ever wonders why I have trust issues, that's one of those reasons. But yeah, it was the very start of who we were to become.
Yeah, it was.
And I think that if it had gone a different way, we might have gone a different way too. Yeah. But yeah, first spanking together, first safe word together.
Yes.
So I am curious for anybody out there watching, what was your first experience like using your safe word with a current partner or any partner? Did you have a positive experience? Did you have a not so positive experience? Feel free to share in the comments below. Tell us about your experience. I will link in the description to videos we've done on safe words and spankings. For anybody who's interested in going, hey, what can we do here with some spankings and some safe words? Don't worry, we got you. We have talked about it before. And yeah, that is it for us. Our first ever story time. If you like this, give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments if you like this, because we have stories. We have so many stories. We have so many stories. And we will continue doing these. But yeah, if you like the video, if you like us, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel.
Yes, and hit that notification bell so you get notified when we upload new content.
Sure. And if you really, really like what we do, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/KaylaLords. Bye.